Oscar the Grouch is the host of GNN, the Grouch News Network. All grouchy, all disgusting, all yucky news all the time. Some trash falls from the sky. Oscar says, "This just in," and Fluffy hands Oscar a special bulletin about something grouchy happening in Maria's bathroom. Live cameras are at the scene of the grouchy news, which happens to involve Horatio using Maria's bathtub. Maria wonders why there's an elephant in her bathtub. Horatio explains there's already one stuck in his. Maria tries to block the camera's view from her embarrassing situation and asks Horatio to get out, but he can't because he's stuck. Maria tries pulling him out by his trunk, which doesn't work. Oscar tells me to stay tuned for more updates on the bathtub story. Suddenly, there is some breaking news. Crash! Nearby. Cookie Monster is about to eat a cookie outside Hooper's store, which he accidentally breaks in half. Cookie says the situation leaves him sad, depressed, and slightly lachrymose, until Oscar points out that one cookie is now 2 broken cookies, which Cookie is fine with. "It's okay. Me tummy can't tell difference." To Oscar's detriment, he dines in on his 2 cookies, which now makes Cookie feel happy, elated, and slightly euphoric, and he gives Oscar a big hug for his help. Back at headquarters, Oscar's trash can, Oscar gets a call from Grungetta, who's watching from her home and chews him out for hugging on Grouch TV, which is against Grouch CC regulations, and threatens to change the channel. Just then, Fluffy alerts Oscar about an update on the bathtub story. Live cameras are still at the scene where Maria continues struggling to get Horatio out of the tub. Gordon comes by to help, saying he learned about what was happening by watching GNN. Maria is confused. "You watch Grouch News Network?" Gordon explains that he likes to get both sides of the story. He then suggests that they cooperate to get Horatio out of the tub and pulls with Maria, but Maria ends up bent over in the tub instead, her legs kicking in the air. Grungetta calls Oscar again to complain, "This show is way too clean!" and threatens to change the channel again. Meanwhile, Oscar's star reporter Slimy is digging up some dirt, literally, while spying another grouchy situation, a celebrity sighting outside Hooper's. Oscar makes it to the scene where Prince Charming and Sleeping Beauty are playing a game of checkers, but her narcolepsy frustrates the prince. Oscar doesn't think the prince will be able to wake her up with a kiss like in the story, but to Oscar's detriment, it does work. They shower Oscar with affection. Sleeping Beauty says, "How I love the paparazzi," which drives the reporter away back to headquarters. Grungetta calls again to say she's had it with all the niceness she's seen on GNN, so she's changing the channel to POX News. Now there's a trashy news show. Ha ha! Lassie comes back from the dump with another piece of news, which he'd rather chew than give to Oscar, but Oscar doesn't mind. A good reporter never reveals his sources. Meanwhile, back in Maria's bathroom, everyone is still struggling to get Horatio out of the tub and have practically given up. Oscar himself enters to cover the story, secretly revealing to me that the way to lure an elephant out of the tub is with peanuts. Just then, Bob enters with a bag of peanuts. Having heard what Oscar said just now, Horatio gets out of the tub and everyone congratulates Oscar and GNN of helping them out of their struggle. Back at headquarters, Oscar thinks he's ruined until Grungetta shows up and tells him he's won the Flemmy Award for the grouchiest news show. It turns out that the Grouch audience loves the show, since all the niceness on it has made them grouchier. In a speech, Oscar says he would like to thank his news team, but he won't since Grouches never say thank you. He signs off by saying, "Good night and good yak."